Pandemic or not,
I'm constantly amazed at the resilience.
Colorado children are Yolanda Arredondo's primary concern. She works for the state's Division of Child Welfare.
What keeps me up at night is wanting to make sure that I'm part of the solution of creating a stronger safety network for those kids.
That becomes more complicated in the age of COVID-19. Mandatory reporters like teachers are a critical part of that network.
So educators generally comprise a pretty significant number of our total reports.
In regular times, the state says they account for 20% of all calls reporting child abuse or neglect. When Arredondo compared the first 6 months of 2019 with those of 2020, she found 8,000 fewer calls.
It definitely was concerning, of course. I think it was for many child welfare professionals.
Pre-COVID, most reports from educators were the result of face-to-face interactions.
In their classroom is when students would confide in them, right? They would disclose information about something going on in the home or something that was quite worrisome.
Those opportunities diminish in a remote setting. In the new school year, the state has new strategies. For older kids, journal prompts and art assignments might reveal something
that they can just share with me then.
For younger students, a scavenger hunt for an adult in the house or snack could give the teacher a better understanding of the student's environment. The strategies are different, but Arredondo knows educators' instincts haven't changed.
Trust their observation that if they do have a worry, we want them to call.
Allie Levine, 9 News.
Arredondo expects to see reports of educational neglect from educators increase this fall. Teachers and other adults can find a link to the state's full toolkit on our website, 9news.com. So maybe you are concerned for a child in your family or maybe somebody you know in the community. You can call the state's 24-hour hotline at the number right there on your screen. That's 1-844-CO for kids.